My whole life, I was the one that people would always come to for advice when they were going through something. I never understood why. Even people that I barely met would just open up to me randomly, and I never understood why, but I would always have the right words to say to them. I understand now that there's an anointing for that's part of my calling, to just be that shoulder to lean on. And that was something for a lot of years that I took pride in, being that shoulder to lean on. And at some point, the enemy perverted that. But what I want to say to you, my brothers and sisters, is that what nobody knew is that I was more broken than anybody. It's like the story of Batman. If you guys ever watch, Batman and Bruce Wayne, was more crazy than a lot of those villains that he was going up against. That's why the Joker loved him so much. That's why it was such a thrill for him, because he knew Batman was crazy. But the point I want to make is you never know what people are going through. I was dealing with so much trauma, so much rejection. I was extremely, extremely depressed for a big chunk of my life, most of my life. I had anxiety. I had thoughts of suicide and just wanting to unalive myself. But nobody ever knew it. My own wife never knew a lot of those things that I was dealing with because I kept it in secret. I kept it in darkness, and that's where I was mentally and emotionally. I was living in extreme darkness. And another thing I want to say is, my wife and I, we're big on exposing the darkness, because what dwells in the dark gives the enemy power. Imagine a revelation I got the other day is, imagine if Eve, while being tempted by the serpent, actually went to Adam and exposed that before they went and took from that forbidden fruit. Imagine that, but I mean, it is what it is. The story is what it turned into, and now we're living within that curse. But check on your peoples, check on your loved ones. The one that's laughing the most could be the one that's hurt the most, because I was. I love y'all. God bless. Share this with somebody who might need to hear it.